Hey guys, I'm Shani, and you can probably hear people talking in the background. I'm actually filming in the middle of an app development office, but I have to film here, so just ignore that commotion.
Just give me the information.
Okay.
You're getting like the inside look
I don't know
into
why you're talking to
secret stuff that happens here. So I'm going to talk about this week's episode of Pretty Little Liars, and I have some new theories having to do with Bethany Young. And so if you don't want to hear my whole review of the episode and you just want to hear my new theories, then skip to the end of this video. So let's get started. The episode starts off with the detective lady going to the girls' school and interviewing Allie, or interrogating Allie, and asking her questions about Shauna and if she talked to Shauna before she died and things like that. Allie tries to change the subject and she's like, shouldn't we be talking about my mom? Like, she just died. Maybe this person went after my mom. And the detective's like, the police have a lot of theories. So Arya's mom runs into her at school, and Arya's mom's about to get married, and she asks Arya if she can be her maid of honor. And Arya's like, yes, of course, Mom. Emily runs into Sydney in the locker room, and Emily asks if she said anything about New York, and Sydney says no. But then later on, when Emily and Sydney are talking, Sydney accidentally slips and says something that shows Emily that she does know about New York. Oh my god. Allie joins Hannah for lunch, and apparently Allie's dad wants her to go with him to Westport, but she can't because A wouldn't let her. So instead, she decides she's gonna stay with Hannah, and she goes over to Hannah's house and talks to Hannah's mom without even really talking to Hannah about it. But Hannah's mom says yes, of course. But Hannah's not happy about that, so she leaves and goes to hang out with Caleb, and Allie stays at home with Ashley. Spencer tells Toby about Bethany's drawings. They try to figure it out. Toby tells Spencer that he's joining the police academy, which she isn't happy about at first, but she changes her mind about it later. I think it's a good idea because then they can have someone on the inside, and in the past, all of the police people have been kind of against them. Arya goes to volunteer at Radley and just completely forgets about her mom's bridal appointment, and she goes there looking for Eddie, but apparently Eddie isn't working there anymore, which is weird. She goes and tries to return Rhonda's book under her bed, but then Rhonda comes in, and Rhonda's like, I won't tell anyone about this if you get me some soda and chips. And so Arya ends up sitting down with Rhonda, and Rhonda tells her all this stuff about Mrs. De Laurentiis and Bethany. When Hannah hangs out with Caleb, they both start drinking again. So yeah, Hannah leaves Caleb's house because she's like, I need to go home. But she stops at the cafe on her way home, and nobody's there except for Emily's boss and Arya's mom's fiance, Zach. So yeah, Zach is really weird with Hannah, and Hannah tells Emily and Spencer about it later, and they're like, Hannah, are you sure that you weren't just imagining this stuff? Emily and Spencer go to this stables that Arya learned about from Rhonda. Apparently Bethany and Mrs. D used to go there, and they go investigating and stuff, and they pretend like they want riding lessons, but really they stay after, and it's dark, and they keep looking around, and somebody locks them in a stable with this crazy horse that almost kills them, and it was probably A, but I actually have a theory that it was Melissa, because they did find Melissa's helmet there, and because Melissa's obviously involved in all of this. Meanwhile, Hannah is sitting in her car near the cafe, and Zach just randomly gets in, and he gives Hannah his number, and I was like, Zach, wow, you're really not who we thought you were. And so Hannah goes straight over to Arya's house and tells her about all of this, and Arya just completely goes off on Hannah and doesn't even listen to her and just yells at her, which I thought was kind of out of character for Arya, but yeah, that happened. And so poor Hannah, nobody's really listening to her. So there's this really crazy storm happening meanwhile while all of this stuff is happening, and Ashley and Allie basically start bonding because Ashley feels sorry for Allie, and Allie was like, I didn't go to school because I was scared and I couldn't sleep and I heard a noise. They decide to go and get some dinner. But right when they're about to leave, Ashley goes downstairs, and for some reason she's downstairs with all the lights off. I was like, why don't you just turn the lights on? But anyway, somebody's in their house, and they both panic, and Ashley calls 911. and the detective lady comes over, and Ashley completely like stands up for Allie because the detective lady starts like interrogating Allie again, and she's like, you guys need to actually deal with this whole situation better. Everyone in this town is scared because somebody's out there and you guys still don't know who it is. And apparently that was Allie's plan all along. Apparently the person in their house was Noel Kahn. Apparently Allie got him to come so that Ashley, someone who's an adult that matters, would be on her side. Which was sort of a good plan, but also not, because if anyone finds out that that was all a setup, she could really get in trouble. She could become an even bigger suspect. And yeah, if Noel ever decides that he doesn't want to work with Allie anymore, then this whole thing could backfire. There's a sad scene at the end where Spencer's like upset, and I feel really sorry for her because her parents are split up. They're both acting really weird. She can't trust Melissa. She's just like, she probably feels really alone. But anyway, I love that her and Toby are being completely honest with each other. No more secrets. At least from Spencer's side. Hopefully Toby doesn't have any big secrets. So that was basically the episode. I have some new theories. First, I just want to say that I'm still on Hannah's side, and I feel really sorry for Hannah too. She seems to be going like on some kind of downward spiral. Like, I just hope she like stops drinking so much, and I don't know what's going on with Caleb, but he's not helping. I want her to get her act together, but like whatever happens, I'm on her side. So I'm gonna end with one new theory that I have. I have a feeling that other people have come up with the same theory based on the rumors that Jason has a twin that have been going around lately. I'm not sure if it's confirmed fact. I don't really look into those rumors or things like that. I'm sure some of the other YouTubers that review the show have come up with a similar theory. So anyway, I have a theory on Bethany Young. So maybe Bethany is the daughter of Mrs. De Laurentiis. Maybe Mrs. D gave Bethany up for adoption for some reason, and that's why when Rhonda was talking to Aria about her, she was like, when the stable guy was telling Spencer and Emily about like some kind of bucket incident, apparently Mrs. D wanted Bethany to call her aunt because she wanted her to think that they were related, but Bethany didn't think they were related or something, so she didn't want to call her Aunt Jessica. So maybe Mrs. D was Bethany's mom, but Bethany didn't know that. And then maybe Bethany is Jason's twin. So that would mean that Spencer's also related to Bethany. Another clue we have about the whole Bethany thing is, one, we haven't heard anything about her family like reacting to her being identified yet. Maybe they have, or maybe they haven't. Maybe she's been a foster child her whole life. Another thing is Bethany was in Radley, so she had some kind of mental problem. Also, she really didn't like Mrs. De Laurentiis for some reason because, well, we can tell from all the drawings. So yeah, those are all the facts we have on Bethany so far. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get more clues in the next episode. I'm gonna watch some of the other PLL reviews on YouTube and see what other people's theories are, because this was a really interesting episode. So that was my review of this episode. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for new PLL reviews every week. And if you have any theories, comment them below. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, can you keep a secret? Hey guys, I'm Shani and you're watching It's Style Theory. So today I'm talking about this week's episode of Pretty Little Liars. That is my mom in the background right there. Say hi, Mom!
Hi!
Okay, so this week's episode was called The Silence of Elam.